In the fast-moving world of 2026, where AI music giants like Suno and Udio dominate the headlines, it's easy to forget the pioneer that started it all. If Boomy is the instant hit machine of today, Jukedeck was the blueprint that proved it was possible. Though Jukedeck as a standalone website is now a piece of internet history, its DNA lives in every short-form video you swipe through today. Here's the detailed story of the AI that taught computers how to compose. Founded in 2012 by Ed Newton Rex, Jukedeck wasn't just another tech startup. It was the first serious attempt to marry classical music theory with neural networks. Before Jukedeck, if you were a YouTuber or a small business, you had two choices: pay hundreds of dollars for a high-end licensed track, use generic stock music that thousands of others were already using. Jukedeck introduced the world to royalty-free AI generation. For the first time, you could tell a computer, "I need a 2-minute and 14-second folk track that feels uplifting and has a climax at the 1-minute mark," and it would compose a unique MIDI-based piece of music in real time. Unlike some modern AIs that hallucinate audio by predicting waveforms, Jukedeck's early models were symbolic. They understood the rules of music: chord progressions, counterpoint, and rhythm. By the time they reached their peak in 2017-2018, they had transitioned to artificial neural networks, allowing for more organic-sounding instruments and complex textures. In July 2019, Jukedeck suddenly went offline. The homepage was replaced with a cryptic message: "We can't tell you more just yet, but we're looking forward to continuing to fuel creativity using musical AI." The mystery was quickly solved. ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, had acquired Jukedeck. ByteDance didn't just buy a website, they bought the world's most advanced AI music team. By acqui-hiring Ed Newton Rex and his engineers, TikTok secured the technology to avoid massive licensing fees. If TikTok could help users generate their own background music, they wouldn't have to pay record labels for every single clip. Create smart soundtracks. The Jukedeck tech eventually evolved into the auto-sync features we see in 2026, where your music automatically hits the beat of your video edits. While you can no longer visit Jukedeck.com, its influence is everywhere in the current market. After his time at ByteDance, Jukedeck founder Ed Newton Rex became a leading voice in the ethics of AI music, eventually heading the audio team at Stability AI. He has become a central figure in the 2026 debate over ethical AI, advocating for models that respect the rights of human musicians, a philosophy rooted in his days as a composer at Jukedeck. Jukedeck paved the way for the tools we use today in 3 specific ways. The duration feature. They were the first to allow users to set a specific track length, a feature now perfected by Wave Music in 2026. The mood genre matrix. The simple interface of selecting ambient melancholic is now the standard UI for almost every AI music tool, including Boomy. The legal framework. Jukedeck was the first to grapple with the question, who owns an AI-generated song? Their tiered licensing model, free for individuals, paid for corporations, set the standard for the modern subscription models we see today. There is a famous saying that only a few thousand people bought the first Velvet Underground album, but every one of them started a band. Jukedeck was the Velvet Underground of AI music. It never became a household name like Spotify, but it inspired a generation of developers to treat computers not just as playback devices, but as composers. When you hear a perfectly timed AI-generated background track on a TikTok or a YouTube short today, you're listening to the echoes of Jukedeck.